Wetland Sewers. Well, welcome to the Wetlands Zoo. It's going to be a mini zoo. Here I'm just making a couple of little wetland areas that we're going to fill with the new animals. And right here I decided we're going to go underground. So we're tunneling, and you can see right there, oop, didn't quite make it, so I brought that down and used the grid. Did that a couple of times, and boom, there we go, we're in. So I'm going to use that align to grid path just to get underneath all these little areas. So just flying around trying to figure out where I need to go up and down. Sorry for bad camera views, but it is a trial and error process. It's a little speeded up, well, a lot speeded up. So it did take a couple of tries. Here I noticed we need to go a little higher to try to get this to actually tunnel in. So I changed it to just like 1 meter. So there is an option for elevated length. I needed to just boop just a little higher. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do for the first habitat, but I did decide I do want a gondola to be in here. So I'm going to have this gondola go around and above all of these wetland areas. So I've got 3 really good habitats. I'll probably have some more up at the front that are going to have water. A couple of guys are divers, so we're going to make sure that they go in that upper wetland area, and we'll make some more wetlands off to the front. So if you didn't notice, this is the last map from the challenges, well, the original last map. So I used this and opened it as a sandbox. So here we're going to put the entrance. I did forget to put in the tickets, so I did add those later off camera. And there I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Pulled a circle out and I was like, nah, I'm gonna put it up. I was just looking at different things, trying to figure out how I wanted this entrance to look. I couldn't figure that out, so I decided I'll come over here and at least hook up this one gondola and get it kind of ready to use, because I was thinking, well, maybe if I start a habitat, or figure out how to connect, but then I decided I need all my support stuff if I'm going to put in a habitat. So I went back underground and added in all the things we need for the zoo to run. I even added in research stuff, even though it's not sandbox. I mean, it is sandbox. It's not a franchise. I don't need the research and the workshop, but I just get tired of the alerts, so I go ahead and put them in anyway. So originally I was going to kind of go with this woodsy look. I thought, wetlands, this would be, kind of fun, but the look does change. So this is just the backstage area. I have everything going, and I closed it off. I'm looking at the heat map here to see where these buildings are going to upset our guests. I'm weird. I like to play my sandbox as if I was still in franchise. So I'm looking again, trying to find, what do I want to put as my entrance right here? Because I just deleted the original ones. I kind of like the idea of it being in the middle of the zoo. So I grabbed this circle and kind of started thinking, well, what if this is a window? I like this, and I think it's about 4 meters, so I'm gonna see if I can make a window out of it. And then I kind of, as I started going along, realized, hey, this reminds me a little bit of a boat, with the porthole windows. So it kind of just created itself. I really didn't have the porthole idea originally. I really was just looking for different things to just kind of inspire me with the entrance. And so we're going to call this Wetlands Reserve. And I cut out the reserve part because honestly, I forgot to start recording again because I took a while to figure out what I wanted to call it. So Wetlands Reserve is the name of this zoo for our little mini zoo. And then we're going to have a limestone entrance going on. Sometimes I hit the Windows screen instead of control. Sorry about that. Fat fingers. Whoopsies. So we're going to grab this group and bring it all the way over. So any gridded items, you cannot use Control X if you're trying to move them within the group, but you can use Control X on the whole group. So splitting out what you need just to move, which is what I did there, will work if it's not going to land on the grid how you wanted. Originally I was going to use some barriers here, and that didn't work for me. I wanted some water in front of this, little porthole boat. So it'd be fun. But that didn't work out. So mostly I think because of the paths, and I really did not want to redo my paths. I probably could have dropped that lower now that I think about it and made this, you know, like all over water. That'd been kind of cool too, but you have water above. Anyway, that's a lot of water. So this is what I ended up doing. I just used the train to hold that water. So we're starting with the Crested Newt, I don't know how to say it, the Danube? I am horrible at enunciating some of these animal names. So that's going to be the first thing guests get to see in this zoo is the exhibit. So they're going to walk by that, and then they're going to go into a habitat. I'm not sure which will be the first one. Probably otters. I love otters, so I'm going to work on that on Sunday, and hopefully get that out this Sunday. It's going to be, who knows, but there will be a new habitat over there, and we're going to just copy this to cover up the ground. I really was wanting to put just water in here, and I was struggling because of the path. Like I said, I could have done this a couple of different ways. Now that I'm kind of talking myself through it in the video, sometimes, you know, I do come up with great ideas later, but I'm not going to go back and change this. This was pretty hit and miss as I went through trying to figure out how to put this together the way I wanted. I kind of wanted waterfalls here, but I wasn't real crazy with how this looked. I was going through different ideas, you know, what had water in it. So I ended up kind of building my own little waterfall stuff. So I have the waterfall bottoms that I put in, and I tried a whole bunch of different things. I cut that out. So here's my waterfall. I threw it up in the sky as I end up deleting it and redoing it again. And I'm using the limestone non-grid pieces here so that I can kind of create a nice little wall and a little another, you know, start the waterfall process of making a custom one. I'm not the best at custom waterfalls. I don't have a lot of practice with them, but I did get this one together. So we have the waterfall tops. I kind of move them around. I didn't like bringing the one I had originally down, so I moved this one because I had already built this guy down here again, and so I wanted to kind of hide little black knobs that are shooting all the water out. And then we have this guy. It didn't really, you know, give me the effect that I wanted, so I think I ended up just taking it out because you can't really see it, and that's a lot of use on the computer if it's not really being used. I think I just put in two. Then we have the waterfall bottom that's going to go on this side, and that becomes my template for the little waterfall. We're going to flip that around once I get it all finished and bring it to the other side. So I do have to select certain things because there's that one right there that slants down with the path right there. So I do have to make sure it's, you know, slanted the right way. So we're going to finish off this little section with the waterfall, grab that piece, bring it over here. I did have to widen it. This side was a little thicker in its terrain. So grab that, we're going to move it over, and then we're going to grab these guys and copy it and give it, you know, a little more thick right there because that side was just bigger. We're going to add in some of the lace. I thought that would be fun to have right here in front of our little porthole entrance to the Wetlands Reserve, where guests are coming in. I guess underground is where they appear. And we have the Danube, is that how you say that? Crested Newt that's right here. I probably should have floated this zoo where it would have had all the stuff, you know, on the outside. That would have been really cool. I kind of wish I could have put the boats on the outside of this map, but it won't let me. Boo. But that would have been really cool to have the boat from the European pack on a dock out there. I kind of wish that there was the ability to build on the outside. That's what I struggled with the most, was where to put the entrance, what it was going to look like. And so we've got the roof going in on it now, and then we're going to go back inside and kind of start finishing off, and that way we have a nice little entrance. We're going to add a door as well. I did a custom door. It comes from, I think it is a Houston Zoo door is where it came from. So I decided I wanted one more waterfall right here. This guy gave me a lot of trouble. I guess it wasn't symmetrical, so when I copied it over at some point, it started getting really wonky on me and turning to the left. It was really weird because I had wanted to do something a little different than what I ended up with, but it didn't cooperate with me. So I could keep it straight here, I could keep it straight here, And then as soon as I tried to duplicate it after that, it would just start turning to the left. It was really weird. So here's that door I was talking about. It came from, I think it's Houston Zoo. I don't know if I have that on the workshop or not. If I don't, I can put it up there for you guys if you ever want to use it. It's a great little base to just kind of throw in and then build in your sides. I've used it on a number of projects. St. Louis Zoo, it's all over the place. And then I decided we're going to throw all the wetlands animals up here. I thought that would be a lot of fun, and then I didn't like the way it looked, so I took some of them off and ended up just using a few of them. So this is me playing Tetris with the animal signs, but there they all are. I thought they were super cute, but visually I couldn't get them in a way that just looked right to me, because then I was like, well, let me put the water ones up top and then the ones that swim on the bottom. I ended up with just those four, and went for adding some more plants on the outside to get the entrance nice, look as you come in. I wasn't too crazy about the grass on the left there, so I was trying to cover it up, and I ended up going for my most favorite rock work. Anyway, so I did do a little bit of rock work there and continued it over. Went back inside, added some floor to cover some stuff up, because we didn't want to see, or at least I didn't want to see, that staff path that's there. So there's our little exhibit. It's not a super big video, just a little small one to start off with the Wetlands Pack. And the next video we're going to do, I think I'm going to do platypus. Originally I said otters, but I think I'm going to do platypus so they can walk underneath and see the platypus swimming. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So I think I'll work on that tomorrow evening or Sunday, and we'll have platypus video Saturday or Sunday or Monday of this week. We'll have that, and I'm going to add a little bit of plant work up here. I decided it was a little boring up there, but I liked the open look, so we're going to just put in a little bit of plant going on up there. Kind of like, I guess, when you go into certain buildings with big high ceilings and they have plants all over the place in different weird spots. That's what I was going for. And then I was going to hit the water soon over here. So I'm going to head and close this off, and we're going to put in some ceiling until we get to that section where the actual water is. So since I could still push the terrain, I wanted to go ahead and get that covered up. So the entrance kind of just built itself. I started with a hole in the middle. And here's our overview. In the next video, I decided we're going to do the platypus, and I'll see you next time. May the RNG odds be ever in your favor.